إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونستهديه نعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. Indeed, all praise due to Allah. We praise Him, seeking His assistance, His forgiveness, and His guidance. We seek refuge with Allah from the evil of ourselves and from our bad deeds. Whomsoever Allah guides, nothing can misguide. And whomsoever Allah misguides, nothing can guide. I bear witness and testify that there is no God but Allah. And I bear witness and testify that Muhammad is Allah's slave and final messenger. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. O who you believe, fear Allah the way He should be feared, and die not except on the state of Islam. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. O mankind, fear your Lord who created you from a single soul, and from it created its mate, and from both of them dispersed many men and women. And fear Allah, through whom you and the wombs will be judged. Indeed, Allah is ever over you and observer. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. O who you believe, fear Allah and speak words of appropriate justice. He will amend your works and forgive your deeds. And he who obeys Allah and His Messenger indeed has attained a great winning. أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. Following to that, the most truthful word, the most truthful speech is the book of Allah, and the best guidance is the guidance of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The most evil of matters is the newly innovations in religion, because every newly innovation in religion is an invention, and every invention is astray, and every astray is in hellfire. Brothers and sisters in Islam, Muslims in this country and all foreign countries, they are a little bit far from many things in their religion, happens around them. Due to business, work, life, which is no harm for that, and due to that there is no much of remindings. When we switch on the radio, the TV, we don't hear Quran, we don't listen, we don't see Khutba, we don't see anything like in the what's so-called Muslim countries, because they are not anymore. You can see that clearly. So, people here do not attach very much to their religion. So, mosques, masajid, mosque is a bad word, masajid in this country has a role to clarify things, to teach the Muslims about the religion. So, from these things that people most of us, they do not know, that we are in a special occasion now, special Islamic occasion now, currently. A lot of us doesn't know what it is. So, from the last Friday, started from the last Friday. And these occasions are mostly are occasions that the good deeds are multiplied and the bad deeds also, punishment is multiplied. And these occasions are Allah has mentioned it in Surah Al-Tawbah, chapter number 9, repentant, verse number 36. Allah saying, إن عدة الشهور عند الله 12 شهرا في كتاب الله يوم خلق السماوات والأرض منها 4 حرم ذلك الدين القيم فلا تظلموا فيهن أنفسكم. The number of months in the sight of Allah is 12, so ordained by Him the day He created the heavens and the earth, out of which 4 are sacred. That is the dominant religion. So wrong not yourselves in them. So we are now in one of the Ashhur al-Hurum. We are in the month of Rajab. And Rajab is one of the sacred months that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has chosen it to be a sacred month. So what do we need to know about these sacred months? Okay, they come. We are in one of them. What do we need to know about it? So let's go, brother and sister, and know a little bit about these months and what they mean and what do we need to do in them and why they are sacred. Brothers and sisters, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, His wisdom has decided that everything has to be differentiated from others in value. Some things Allah make high value, some things are normal value, some things are lower value. And everything Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made from the people, very valuable people, the Anbiya and Rusul. Messengers and prophets are the greatest of all the people. And Allah has chosen Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam to be the best of all messengers. But brothers and sisters, let me divert a little bit, go detour. We cannot differentiate. It's only Allah who differentiates between the Rasul, because we have commanded to deal with them as لا نفرق. We don't differentiate between any of them. But Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has a different position. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also has differentiated places. He chose places to be sacred. What does that mean? Means the good deeds are multiplied in there. Like Mecca and the Masjid al-Haram. I don't know whether it's haram anymore or not. And the Medina of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and the Masjid al-Nabawi, and Bayt al-Maqdis, and the Masjid al-Aqsa. All these places, Allah has chosen them to be sacred, to multiply the deeds in them, the salawat. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has chosen times, different times, to be sacred. Like He chose the month of Ramadan to be the best of the months. He chose one night in Ramadan to be the best of all nights. And He has chosen the sacred months to be the best of all months except Ramadan. That the ayah that we have read, in عدة الشهور عند الله 12 شهرا. And these things what I said, between the human and also the malaika. We don't forget the malaika, the angels. Like Jibreel is the highest of those. alayhi salam, Ruh al-Amin. And these things are called al-istifa al-ilahi. Al-istifa. The chosen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala of things that He wishes to choose. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Surah Yunus, in Surah Al-Qasas, وَرَبُّكَ يَخْلُقُ مَا يَشَاءُ وَيَخْتَارُ. O Muhammad, your Lord created whatever He wishes and chose out of these. This is number one, the istifa, the selection, the chosen by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's number one. Number two, who are these, what are these months? What are they? Who are they? Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said in the farewell khutbah of his, إن الزمان قد استدار كهيئته يوم خلق الله السماوات والأرض. السنة 12 شهرا منها 4 حرم 3 متواليات ذو القعدة وذو الحجة والمحرم ورجب شهر مضر الذي بين جمادى وشعبان. Bukhari and Muslim, authentic. Time has come back to its original status, which it had when Allah created the heaven and earth. The year is 12 months, 4 of which are sacred. 3 of them are in succession, Dhul Qa'dah, Dhul Hijjah, and the Muharram. And Rajab of Mudar, because that tribe of Mudar, they used to glorify this month a lot, even in Jahiliyyah, which stands between Jumada and Sha'ban. So these are our months: Dhul Qa'dah, Dhul Hijjah, and Al-Muharram. Number 11, number 12, number 1, and the one we are in is number 7. Knowing this Ramadan is number 9. So we are 1 month between us and Ramadan, and a couple of days from Rajab. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it meet with Ramadan, inshallah, and make us fasted and make Qiyam al-Layl and accept it from us, inshallah. Also, what we need to know about these months, why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made these months sacred. Why? Brothers and sisters, Arabs in the peninsula, they used to fight each other. They used to take tribes together, you fight the strong tribe, take the small tribe, and become a big one. Big one, big tribe, a strong tribe. And that's one of the way of their living. So this was affecting the season of pilgrimage. People cannot travel to go to the pilgrimage freely. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made those months so people can go insecure and safe to the trip of pilgrimage. And ulama said Dhul Qa'dah is the month before the pilgrimage month. Dhul Qa'dah is the month of the sitting. So that Arabs used to sit down and they don't fight each other. And Dhul Hijjah is the month of the season of the Hajj. What about Muharram? Muharram, they say that people came after they become safe and secure to travel to come to the pilgrimage, they want to return back. And returning back, some of places in the peninsula are so far, and they take months on the horseback or camelback or muleback, so you need to reach there. So that's the reason of the month of Muharram was sacred, so that they can go back to their tribes. And Rajab is alone by itself, yes, because Arabs, especially the Mudar tribe, they were evaluating it and glorifying it. What else we need to know? And why they are sacred? I mean, what's the benefit? The benefit is the worships on these months are multiplied in reward. Allah will multiply the rewards. And also, the sins and doing the haram thing in these months, also the bad deeds and punishment is going to be multiplied. So the brilliant Muslim, the smart Muslim, who can use these days and these months to make more and more of the good deeds so that he could collect a lot of good deeds, inshallah. What is the best to do in these months? With all the scholars and Rasulullah, from the ahadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they extract that the best deed that you can do in these months is to do extra fasting. To do fasting, voluntarily fasting. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "أفضل الصيام بعد شهر رمضان شهر الله المحرم." The best fasting after Ramadan is the month of Allah al-Muharram, Shahrullah al-Muharram. Imam Nawawi said, fasting is very much beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in these months, all of these months, and the best of them is the months of Muharram. So I advise myself and all of you brothers and sisters, try to do some fasting of Mondays, Thursdays, and the 13, 14, 15 of the nights, the white nights, 13, 14, 15. Do more of these so that also you will train yourself to meet with Ramadan. Do a training from now on, inshallah. One also very important, very important, because it deals directly with our ibadat, with our worships. That we need to use those months, the calendar, the Hijri calendar that has those months, the Islamic calendar, the Arabic calendar, we need to use these calendars for our worships. And not to use any other calendar, but Gregorian or anything, we shouldn't use those. Although all of those calendars, they consider the year 12 months. No one say the year is 13 or 14 or 11. But we use the Arabic months because the other calendars, months could be more and days could be very much less. Could be 31, could be 39, could be 38, 29 or 28. But Arabic months are only either 30 or 29. No 31, no 28. That's our ashhur. So the time of each year is fixed. And why is that? Okay, so what? We knew that. We knew that. What is that? Of course, this is according to the orbiting of the moon. Because the Islamic calendar is depending on the movement of the moon. And the moon is governing the entrance of the month and governing the end of the month. And also the seasons of Hajj and Siyam and everything. So we need to use these months to know when our worships are start, when our worships are end. This is some of the reasons. Another reason, to calculate your zakah. Yes, this is very important, brothers and sisters. Very, very, very important. If you calculate your zakah at 2.5%, using the Gregorian, so you are giving the poor, you pay your zakah 11 days less. 11 days less. So if you want to use the Gregorian, go ahead and use it. But you have to calculate it in 2.57 because there is a difference of 11 days. So make sure, if you want to know when your zakah is coming, make sure to mark your calendar, your Islamic calendar. 1st of Ramadan, that's it. In this way, it is 2.5%. On the other hand, the Gregorian is 2.57. It means you deduct from the money of the poor 0.07% of his right, which is haram. Allah is going to ask us for that. Very important. So these months, they are in the Islamic calendar, so it's a hint that we need to use this Islamic calendar in all our worships. Listen to this, brother and sister, as a proof of that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in chapter number 10, Surah Yunus, verse number 5. هو الذي جعل الشمس ضياء والقمر نورا وقدره منازل. Why? لتعلموا عدد السنين والحساب, and the calculation for zakat. It's from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is He who made the sun to be a source of shining, and the moon is a light, and make it stages, so you may know the numbering of years and the calculations, referring to the zakat. How to calculate your zakat. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Surah Al-Baqarah, يَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنِ الْأَهِلَّةِ قُلْ هِيَ مَوَاقِيتُ لِلنَّاسِ وَالْحَجِّ. They ask thee concerning the moon, the new moons, the hilal, the new moon. They are asking you, Muhammad, what are these new moons for? Say, they are fixed times to people and the pilgrimage season. They are fixed to the people to know their time and the pilgrimage season. And this is a great also dalil and proof. Also from things we should know what ulama said about these months. There is no conflict between all ulama that the sins also in these months are elevated, are multiplied in punishment. But they come to one of the sins and they have different opinions, which is the diya. The diya means the money that the family or the killer who killed someone by mistake, who should pay amount of money because he killed somebody by mistake. They call it diya. And these brothers and sisters, why ulama is looking for that and go deep, that's that much deep, this is to show us how much important those months, those Ashur al-Haram. So many of ulama said, well, if a Muslim killed another Muslim by mistake in the Ashur al-Haram, anywhere, then he should pay 1 1/3 of diya. Imam Shafi'i said, if someone killed somebody by mistake in the Shahr Haram and in the country that haram, Mecca or Medina, and if he was a relative, then the diya is double. The diya is double. And by the way, the amount of diya is so enormous, very enormous. It's not anything. So that the killer will taste the severe act that he did. So up till this limit, the ulama is diving to extract meanings for these Ashur al-Haram. This is what we need to know a little bit about them. One more thing, they say ulama, is fighting legal, can be done in the Ashur al-Haram or not? Well, the ulama came to a decision that to start a fight is haram, you cannot do it. But to defend yourself from people who are fighting you, yes, you can fight during those Ashur al-Haram. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم فاستغفروه. الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على رسوله الأمين محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين وبعد. Brothers and sisters, we are in Shahr Rajab and it's a sacred month and the worships are multiplied in reward. But we need to be very much alert and cautious that the worships has to be according to Allah's commands and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and we should not, Muslims should not exceed things, should not newly innovated. They should not newly innovated matters, saying that, well, rewards are going to be multiplied. They cannot do that. Bid'ah. Rajab, subhanallah, is full of bid'ah. Full of bid'ah. Full of innovations, full of astrays. A lot of people are going to go to the hellfire according to what we always say in the beginning of the khutbah. فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها. The worst of matters are the newly innovated. Rajab is full of newly innovated. Full. Out of which they invented, I don't know from where, salah called Salatul Raghaib. Salat Raghaib. They do it between Maghrib and Isha. God knows how many rak'ah, 15 or 20 or 30. Between Maghrib and Isha in the first Jum'ah of Rajab, which is totally haram. Never done by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Never done by the Sahaba. And totally newly innovated. Another salah they have innovated. They do it in the middle of Rajab. They do special salah in the 15th of Rajab. God knows how many rak'at this is haram also. Although it is salah, it is a prayer, it is worship. But the thing is, it is not on the way of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Because worships are by dalil. By proof, either from Quran or Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We cannot invent any other worship. There is something also which is known mostly in Egypt. They call it a-Rajabiyya. Means things of Rajab. Means they slaughter a sheep in Rajab, especially in Rajab and for Rajab. Because Rajab has come, we have to slaughter it. I mean, just go ahead and slaughter for your family. Eat your meat, no problem. But don't say it is because of Rajab. That is the key. Don't say, don't make your niyyah, I'm doing this because of the month of Rajab. This is haram. Go ahead, if you have the money, go ahead and slaughter a sheep and feed your family and your neighbors and your family. This is so good. And actually you will take reward on it. But the other one, because it is for Rajab, no, you're not going to take any reward. On the contrary, Allah is going to ask you about that. Some people make their hawl of zakah, make it to be in Rajab. You know, they make it, set it to be every year in Rajab. Because it's Rajab. But if you just happen to start, once you start you're calculating your zakah in Rajab by accident, it's okay. But do not say because of Rajab. This is also not proved of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam or the Sahaba. I will, inshallah, finish with the greatest of the bid'ah, which is the celebration of the Isra and the Mi'raj. Who told these people that Isra and Mi'raj was in Rajab? Nobody. None of the scholars. Actually, nobody knows when was the Isra and the Mi'raj happened. Nobody knows. 27th of Rajab, but nobody knows. So, the celebration of the Isra and the Mi'raj is a bid'ah. And the things that happen in that night, subhanallah, in many of the overseas Islamic, what's so-called Islamic world, a lot of things that they are out of the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You want to do things good in Rajab, as I say, do some fasting. Mondays, Thursdays, 13, 14, 15. Those things is the best of the best to do those months. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما يا عليم. اللهم اجعلنا ممن يستمعون القول فيتبعون احسنه. ان الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا ايها الذين امنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى اله واصحابه اجمعين. اللهم انصر الاسلام والمسلمين واخذل الشرك والمشركين. اللهم اعل كلمتي الحق والدين. اللهم من اراد بهذا الدين واهله خيرا فوفقه لكل خير، ومن اراد بهما غير ذلك فخذه اخذ عزيز مقتدر، فانه لا يعجزك يا قوي يا عزيز يا متين. اللهم عليك بالكفار الجدد والمنافقين. اللهم عليك بالكفار الجدد والمنافقين يا رب العالمين. اللهم ارحنا من شرورهم يا قوي يا عزيز يا متين. ربنا ظلمنا انفسنا وان لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا واسرافنا في امرنا وثبت اقدامنا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. اللهم اشف مرضانا ومرضى المسلمين وارحم موتانا وموتى المسلمين واغفر لنا ولوالدينا ولوالدي والدينا والى كل من له حق من المسلمين علينا يا رب العالمين. عباد الله، ان الله يامر بالعدل والاحسان وايتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. اذكروا الله العظيم يذكركم واشكروه على نعمه يزدكم ولذكر الله اكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون.